Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spirit Guide Chat. My name is Jake. Thank you for joining me again this week, or if you're a first time viewer, welcome. I do weekly readings on current events in politics, so please hit that subscribe button so you can follow along each week. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may want to ask me about current events. I am happy to answer that in a future video. So thank you for liking, subscribing, and all that jazz. All right, so I'm kind of looking back from my previous weeks about what I asked. The Artemis 2 mission went well. There was the ceasefire that happened. We haven't yet known about Pam Bondi. I know that she's going to be probably held in contempt, or that's what they're wanting to do. The first thing I want to talk about, I want to hit, is that California gubernatorial election this year, because it's a hot mess. Eric Swalwell, I do want to be on my soapbox a little bit on here because it just angers me. I've been an advocate for women in the workplace for many years. I've had two incidents where I had to report some inappropriate behavior, one of which I witnessed, one of it I heard from word of mouth from the actual person that this happened, and I reported it. She didn't want to step forward, but I reported it, and she ended up coming forward too. Since she had the support of someone. It's so disappointing to see on social media. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be disappointing about humanity, but especially this last few days with the video that was verified by Newsweek about allegedly for entertainment purposes that purportedly shows Eric Swalwell with a whole bunch of people with this lady that obviously was intoxicated or under the influence of something. Again, all this is entertainment purposes only, and the way he was treating her and whatnot, it just proves um, that the rumors that's been going on for years are probably true. And going back to what I said about disappointing, it was disappointing when there was victims that were stepped forward, and a lot of these people saying, "Oh, they were paid," or it's wondering if they why didn't they step forward sooner? Why now when it's a lead? First of all, a lot of this is what's unique about this incident is this is the first time political influencers, mainly female influencers, were told about Eric Swalwell for a while now, and they've been helping behind the scenes these women get support, and it actually wasn't the victims who waited to step forward. It was the media that verified this. I mean, the traditional media have to verify and things like that. Since he is the lead, or was the lead, I should say, he's no longer in the race, was in the lead, paid attention to these women, these victims that have been came forward. So it's really the media that took control of the because he was in the lead versus the victims. And to victim blame, it's so terrible. It's disgusting, really, because out of all, first of all, most, and this is true, most victims of sexual assault, sexual abuse do not go forward. There's a big chunk that do not. So out of the ones that are reported, a very small percent are anybody that's doing it for retaliation purposes or being paid to do so. I think it's disgusting to automatically say that. Sure, you can point out incidents where there were women who did do that. And in regards to, and we'll ask cards about this too, about this is actually one of the first questions I'm going to ask Spirit is about whether he is he's going to go through the due process. However, when you're in politics and you're serving the people, that doesn't mean that you should be what's going on in regards to that is distracting you from and detracting you from your job. And you will have your due process. It doesn't mean that the people that you serve have to suffer while things are going on and you have to work through those kind of lawsuits. And that goes for anybody who's been indicted, politician wise. You don't deserve to be in that position. You don't. And these are words that he even said himself about with Justice Kavanaugh that he should remove himself from it. So he took his own advice because he wasn't going to at first. And also, let me tell you, when those ladies went out, there were cease and desist orders sent out very quickly for someone who didn't do something wrong. So I've been getting tower cards. I haven't done Eric Swalwell, I don't think, in any of the videos. So if I did, I don't recall. Sometimes I forget when I speak to Spirit what exactly. That's why I write things down. But I couldn't find that I did ask. But I know when I've done things off camera that I've been getting the tower card for him for a while. Okay, so let's take a look. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk and stepping off the soapbox because that gets me fired up. I find it disgusting, and especially in people in power, not only in the corporate world, which that's where I come from. I come from the corporate world, but talking about in the political world, where not only you have power, you have authority and influence, and that's just disgusting. And I don't care what party you come from; it does not matter to me. I think it's disgusting. All right, Spirit. Eric Swalwell, will he be found guilty for any charges brought against him? Will he be found guilty for any charges that are being brought up against Eric Swalwell? Entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. All right. Okay. Um, we're talking about the relationships that he's had with his family and whatnot, and what's being blocked with this is the Queen of Pentacles. Um, there is a there's a this card when it's being crossed. It's there is a conflict happening, which obviously is happening with this right now. There's an imbalance going on in regards to his relationships with his family. Right now, this is where he feels like at the foundation of the reading, the Five of Pentacles. You know, he's very isolated right now. Only a few people are around him. He's lost a lot of support around him. In the past, he has taken preparations for what's up ahead. Of course, when these allegations have been coming forward, he has legal counsel right now that he's working through with the Ace of Swords. This is what's happening in the near future. He's going to be totally caught up into the negative mindset, which, of course, anybody going through this, whether you're guilty or not, and who's being accused of this, you're going to have some kind of negative concept, concept, concept concepts or whatever. Nine of Pentacles is coming in here. Financial independent luxury. When you have this Ace of Swords in this, what I'm feeling from Spirit is telling me that this is what he felt. He felt that he had all this, and now he's going to lose all this. And also, this is a Scorpio card, by the way. From the outside, a lot of heartbreak. Three of Swords. A lot of people are upset because Eric Swalwell was a fighter in the political scene, fighting against the Trump regime, and to hear this and to see this video is heartbreaking for someone that people had elevated on somewhat on a pedestal. The Lover's card, this is in the hopes and fears. I think he thinks that he might be able to do some kind of mediation or settlement with these. There might be, but with this Four of Cups, he's looking at the other things and not looking at this offer. He might be offered uh Seven of Pentacles in there. I'm thinking there might be a settlement, and there might also be a with the federal charges. There might be, what I'm getting is that he is going to be presented with a plea deal. That's the word I'm thinking of, plea deal. And I don't think he's really keen on that. He'd probably rather wait it out and see if he can get a settlement. So that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that he might take a plea deal if he can't settle, and if it settles, it's going to be out of court. So that's what I'm feeling about him. All right. Related, but not, well, it is related, but we're going to look at the California governor primary coming up in June. So we're already in mid-April, so it's not too much longer. California is a very different, I think they call it the jungle primary, if I'm correct, meaning that all the candidates, no matter what party, are grouped together, and you basically vote whoever you want. Anybody, just on primary day, you come in and you vote for the person you want. So, and right now there's a lot of Democrats on there. I really want to. Wasn't going to, but I kind of want to check in on somebody that was kind of, I think is, I do want to talk about him. I want to talk about Xavier Becerra. Oh God, he was a cabinet member, Obama cabinet member, if I'm correct. Could have been Biden, but I'm pretty sure. But he was a Democratic cabinet member, and the he. What I've heard recently that and I've been getting good cards about him. He has had a big surge in the polls compared to than any Democratic candidate. So I'm wondering if he's going to get the uptick. But first, I want to ask what's going to become spirit of the primary. Is it going to be, is the top two people, will that be, we have the voter card with the 10 of cups. Will that be a Republican and Democrat? Will it be a Republican and Democrat against each other in the California governor race? Will the primary result in a Democrat versus a Republican? I'm sorry, words are very hard today. All right, let's take a look. Again, I was shuffling cards. We get the 10 of cups, the voter right here. What's being crossed by the Queen of Cups. So what does that mean? They are they want somebody that cares about the voter. They want a candidate that cares about the voter. There's a lot of people talking about this and that. I feel like this is what I'm getting, and they want a candidate that is focusing on them. They're looking at things at a different perspective, so they probably right now vote, and what they, as in voters, are looking at other candidates since Swalwell is gone. They want to look at things differently. With the Hangman, the Three of Cups, that's probably the women coming together against Swalwell. There's a lot of anxiety, Ten of Swords, and I'm getting this anxiety. It's not just really the voters are anxious because, like, okay, this is crazy. And then we have that Republican sheriff that throwing out votes and stuff like that. So it's been a very messy primary campaign so far. Difficult decisions, excuse me, with the Two of Swords. But there is new opportunities in this craziness with the Ace of Wands, new individuals coming through. Queen of Wands, this is somebody that has a more independent voice that's standing out from others. A King of Swords are in the hopes and fears, so they're hoping to use their head over their hearts, and Knight of Cups, someone bringing in an offer, and that's a yes to my question, which was, is there going to be one GOP versus one Republican versus one Democrat candidate for the general election? Because again, with this jungle primary, you could have had two Republican candidates, two Democrat candidates, but it looks like it's going to be one Republican versus one Democrat. All right. So let's look at Xavier Becerra. All right. All right, Spirit. Will Xavier Becerra, will he be that Democratic candidate for the general election? Will Xavier Becerra be the Democratic candidate for California governor's race? So this is a sudden upheaval with the in the present, the Tower card. We've had totally blow up of the primary with the Swalwell thing. King of Swords is crossing this. Um, this is him coming through this chaos with quiet power. I don't know if I said this or not, but he was very low in the race, and he, for someone who's had experience and an established Democrat, he was kind of um, not the loudest out of the crowd. He does have negative self thought on the foundations with the ace or 8 of swords. But here's in the past, he's making some breakthroughs in mental clarity. This is probably representing what's going on in the primary right now with the 5 of swords, winner at all costs, disagreements with the other candidates. In the near future, we have the Queen of Wands. So someone who's confident and focused on their messaging. And then Page of Pentacles, focusing on the messaging of what it's going to be the financial struggles with um, with their voters, and also trying to present policies that will help alleviate that. In the looking on the outside environment, you have the 3 of Wands. So people are looking at expanding their horizons with who they're looking at, the candidate pool. The hopes and fears, it's going to be a lot of hard work. There's a lot of candidates you have to sift through and whatnot. It looks like he is, though, with the 2 of Pentacles, or 2 of Cups, excuse me. This represents the Republican and Democrat. So it looks like that he has a very good chance to be the Democratic candidate, Xavier Becerra. Although it's not going to be a walk in the park. This race is going to be, in the next few months, it's going to be pretty intense. Okay. And what my final question about this is to see if the Democrats will end up winning. So, according to Spirit, if it is Xavier Becerra, I'm not going to ask specifically if it's Xavier Becerra because free will can change things. I just asked if this the likelihood of him being the Democratic candidate. So we do know it's going to be a Democrat versus a Republican, but let's see in general, will there be a Democrat voted in as governor of California? Will there be a Democratic governor of California after this election? Will that will a Democrat be elected as a governor of California? Magician, action, manifestation, self-confidence. What's this being crossed by? The Ace of Wands. So uh there's going to be some lack of energy, and also there's going to be delays and I don't want to say there's a delay as in the election. I'm saying there's going to be, you know, just get this feeling from Spirit that it's going to be a lot of start stops with a lot of candidates. Oh, they're leading. No, they're not. You know, leading. No, they're not. It's a huge field in the Democrats because this is who we're focusing on. Uh, because there's so many candidates, there's going to be BS and trickery with the Seven of Swords among the candidates. The Ace of Swords in the past, breakthroughs, new ideas. King of Swords, head over heart. That's what's really going to be in that will whoever's the leading Democratic candidate, that's what's going to work. Someone who's clear on their message, not getting the emotions in there. People want to hear ideas that are going to help them. Again, Three of Wands coming in here, really talking about, and this might be one of the things that's just hit me right now. Why this Three of Wands here? California is a border state. They may be talking about, excuse me, immigration. So this might be a big topic among California. Here's that Tower card coming in. The Tower card, there's going to be a sudden change and upheaval happening even during this primary season. We've already experienced it a few times already with California. Four of Pentacles is from the outside. I think a lot of it's going to be an intense primary, and then you also will have to have money for the general election. So fundraising is going to be a huge thing. I feel from the outside environment, a lot of money from outside the state is going to come into California. This California raise. Hopes and fears is the strength. The Democrats will have the strength in this. The Five of Wands is the outcome. There's going to be a lot of rivalry and disagreements, obviously, all the way to the end. But I'm going to clarify this because there are a lot with this Empress card. So I would say yes, it will be a Democrat. It's just going to be a poop show all the way to the end, even in the general election. I feel like it's just going to be a hot mess express. All right. Moving out from California, all right? We covered California quite a bit. Let's move on to our Department of War, Department of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. I want to take a look if he's going to get the boot or not by the end of this year. So let's take a look if he's going to get the boot by the end of this year. Pete Hegseth get the boot by the end of this year. Ah, well, we started out with the Tower card coming in today. A lot of sudden change, and I feel like this Tower card's coming in a lot more often. This part of this year is going to be sudden upheaval in many areas. So watch out. If you thought we've seen it all, this is probably the most intense part of the year. So there's going to be a sudden change. It's already happening right now. This is the present card. Why is it being crossed? The Hangman. There is chaos going on in the White House. There's not a lack of control more than ever, and this is going to be problematic, especially for the country, let alone the president. Eight of Wands. There's going to be some news coming up soon here about Pete. Nine of Wands are in the past. He was making his guards up. He was protecting himself, whatnot. The Moon card's coming up, and so there's something coming out underneath the surface about him. The Queen of Cups. They want somebody to be more stable in this role. Here's the White House coming in involved in this. I think someone's whispering in his ear. This Queen of Cups could be Susie Wiles coming in and telling Trump, we need somebody else in here. Um, the Sun card coming from the outside, something's being revealed from the outside. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody that's they want somebody more responsible, especially fiscally, with this department. And I feel that's what it is. And yes, he's going to get the boot by the end of this year. And it looks like and moving out of troubled waters. I think he's going to entertainment purpose only with the Six of Pentacles. I think they're going to pay him off too when he leaves to keep himself quiet. All right. That's actually kind of good news, right? Slowly getting rid of the crazies, but I mean, usually that means another crazy's coming. Oh my gosh. Oh. I always think about when I watch Jen Lin and in the Petty Boots lives about Barry the Blood Clock. Not, I don't wish. First of all, I very much live by all my life about pretty much all my life about not wishing anything bad. I just find it funny about this blood clot Barry that they call him. Ah. Anyways, let's check on if there will be an agreement with Iran finalized. I know nothing has been finalized other than the ceasefire there. Let's see, will it be done by the end of this month? Let's do another check. This will be done by the end of this month. So, King of Cups is starting out. This is diplomacy that's going on between Iran and the United States, crossed by the Ace of Cups. It's being blocked right now. There's not much movement going on here. Here's the urge to create. Also, there might be Iran's maybe what I'm getting is Iran as being tough about their stance. Justice is in the past about being fair and balanced. What's crowning this reading? Money. What else is new? Money is what's blocking the money aspect. There's some kind of money economical aspect. This is trying to keep on stable ground with the Seven of Wands here in the near future. Things are not stable, are not going to be stable for a while, I'm getting. Six of Cups, they're wanting things to go back to where it was. I feel like there's a walk away with the Eight of Cups for a while. The Devil card, of course, is coming in here, and the hopes and fears. And then, no, it's not going to be by the end of this month. There's going to be some betrayal or trickery, and I feel like it's more so on our part. But it's about giving and receiving money with the Six of Pentacles. So, no. So we got that ceasefire that I talked about. There's not this agreement. It's going to. I keep on getting. I just got a feeling that it's probably not going to be till the summer, beginning of summer, before this gets hashed out. It's going to be a long road ahead about getting to a place where the parties can agree on. All right. Let's do a health check on Trump here. And then I'm going to look into Kamala for 2028, and then we'll do our general message, all right? Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment on any question you want me to cover about current events. Much appreciated. And I appreciate you all here today. All right. Trump health check spirit. All right. Queen of Swords. I feel like he might have had some kind of surgery right now with the Ten of Wands. Going over it, I feel like it's he's been overstressed and burnt out, which is causing him to have this procedure. Queen of Wands is at the base of this. They're doing this to make sure he still has an independent life, that he's able to do the things he's able to do. In the past, we had the Two of Wands, so this isn't a surprise. This is something that's been planned out. Um, and here's the Two of Cups over here. He's been working with doctors in regards to this. Wheel of Fortune, I think whatever procedure that he's having um, is going to help him. Um, I know, unfortunately, right? But I mean, it's going to help him for a while, for now. The lovers cards coming in here. I feel like this is something that other people has been encouraging him, like family and college. Shouldn't say colleagues, but like even people with that his advisors have been in the outside environment. This is the collaboration and consulting with the medical field. The Hermit card, things are going to be um, shed some light. And then in the outcome card, there's a death card. Now, the death card does not mean death as in um, it means endings and beginnings. And I think it's to clarify the Ten of Pentacles, I think it's doing with medication. It's an ending of what he's currently doing, and there's going to be a new regimen. So, yeah. So overall, I would say his health is still not well. They're doing what they can, and I keep on getting that they try one thing and then something else goes down, something else goes down. So um, eventually, there's going to be a limit on this. It's only going to help him so much. I mean, he is about 80. He's almost 80 years old, so there's only so much they can do medically. Um. Last question before our general message is about Kamala Harris. She recently stated that she's thinking about running in 2028. Let's take a look, Spirit, if she will run in 2028. Will Kamala Harris run in 2028? Kamala Harris run in 2028. She's making movements because in politics, especially when it comes to the presidential election, there will be people. I mean, there's already been people doing New Hampshire and Iowa and stuff like that. But after midterms, they have to really put the boots to it, whether they're going to start running or not, because after the midterms, you have to start fundraising for 2028 or start reaching out to people to see if you can run a campaign if there's any interest. That's what I'm trying to get to. Seven of Cups is crossing this chariot. Um, she's very overwhelmed right now because I think there's a part of her will look more explaining Two of Cups right now. She is working with others to figure out whether it's viable or not. What I was trying to say is that I feel like she's torn whether she wants to or not. Um, Nine of Pentacles in the past, she's been working and working on this. But here's the Ten of Swords. I don't think that I don't think she's going to. She's enjoying her fruits of her labor in the near future. There is some new beginnings. I don't think that she is going to. She's at a crossroads. This is from the outside. I don't think she's going to tell people right away. Page of Wands. I think that this is probably the announcement that she's probably not going to run. Um, Then I get the King of Pentacles. Uh, Here's the Devil card in the Page of Cups. I think she's going to be. What I'm thinking, what's going to be is that she's enjoying her life now with the going on speaking tours with her book, but I think she's going to be on speaking tours. And what I think with the Page of Wands, also what I'm feeling is that she is going to go out and campaign for uh, whoever the candidate, Democratic candidate. And I think the King of Pentacles and the Page of Cups is indicating um, that she may be offered a role in the cabinet position, or Supreme Court or something like that. I think she is going to be offered it. I don't know if she is going to take it, but not the devil card popping up. I just think it's just I think it's the devil of the past, of the dark side of running, and I'm like, she's already ran 2 campaigns already for president, and I don't think she will go ahead with this. So I'm sorry to disappoint anybody, but I think overall it will be good to move on, for Democrats to move on with somebody else, and she still, like I said, will have a heavy influence with the party. So next, I'm going to use what I used last week, the Seasons of the Witch Oracle card for our readings, for the general reading today. I really like this. The Seasons of the Witch Ostara card. That's the season we're in right now, spring. So, Spirit, let's get a general reading for the public. I'm going to do, I like to do a 3-card reading and then continue with any. If I feel I need to expand on this, I will lay out more cards. What general message, Spirit, do you have for everyone out there? We start out with the tea party. This is coming together with loved ones, friends, family. Eggshell pots is the next one. So connect with the purpose within your intention of all will be revealed. And lastly, the grasshopper here. And this is whispers your desires are guiding you to trust an unfolding story. So what I'm getting so far here is that gathering with people that supports you and it's your support network, and connect with that purpose and intention of the energy that those people provide you, and in that it will guide you through your journey, helping you with even talking and connecting and mingling with people is also helps with their journeys as well. It's all about getting out of your house, going out, especially connecting outside, whether going on a picnic, going on a walk, going out, eating outside, having drinks, enjoying that time with others, and connecting with people. I'm going to do a more expand on that. We have spring rain. What awaits with the water? The resilience evolves amid surrender. So we're going through an evolution with surrendering to spirit. Ancestral lands is the next card. Remembering our ancestral roots, remembering where we come from, where not just the family and ancestors in that way, but where have you came? How far have you came? Whatever we've experienced, each one of us has got to the point we are right now, and it's to appreciate that where spirit has guided us to. There is a reason why we are here where we are at today. And then the last card is the moon milk. And this is nothing like the medicine that comes from the ritual of yourself. And that's talking about self-care, self-love, making sure you're taking care of your body, taking care of your spirit, taking care of your psyche, taking care of ourselves fully. taking that time to do that. We're all busy. We all have something to do, but we also have to make sure we take care of ourselves especially during this time of big changes, in order to get the things we need to do done. Okay? Because nobody else is going to do that for us necessarily the way we want to. it, um, if we don't take care of ourselves. Okay? So with that, thank you again for everyone coming today, and then I will see you next week. Bye-bye.